It's been a pretty horrible season for Chelsea. Once again they failed to muster up any sort of title defence, looking set to even miss out on the Champions League place, with the top 4 spots occupied by Man City, Man United, Liverpool and Tottenham. The pressure has been on Antonio Conte all season, and in turn he's put pressure on the board to back him, which could lead to a very interesting summer at Stamford Bridge. But where will they be in 2023? Let's fast forward 5 years using Football Manager 2018 and take a look at Chelsea in the year 2023. So by 2023, how many managers has Roman Abramovich fired and hired and fired again? Well, absolutely none, because amazingly Antonio Conte is still sitting in the Stamford Bridge dugout in what appears to be an incredible game of who blinks first, with Chelsea unwilling to pay off the Italian boss while Conte refuses to walk away from his compensation. So in the meantime, poor Chelsea have had to play some football, and things haven't been too great, with the Blues unable to mount any sort of title challenge as they just about qualify for the Champions League, either scraping in 4th place or just missing out and finishing 5th to set up a miserable Europa League campaign. One of those miserable campaigns did lead to silverware though, as Chelsea won the 2020 Europa League, following that up with the European Super Cup to go alongside the League Cup Conte won in 2019. Other than that though, there have been no more trophies for Roman Abramovich to hold at night, unable to get even close to another Champions League. They started the 2023-24 campaign off with a 3-1 victory away to Crystal Palace, so let's look at who started and who else is in Chelsea's squad. In goal was Thibaut Courtois. Yes, the lanky Belgian is still Chelsea's first choice stopper in 2023, and he's actually the club's highest earner, raking in a cool £300,000 a week for his troubles, of which there have been many, as Courtois hasn't been performing like a keeper who deserves 300 grand a week. He's ended pretty much every season with an average of just below a 7, but while his performances haven't been stellar, at least you can say he's been there pretty much every week, only missing 3 Premier League games in the past 5 seasons. Our first centre-back is Milan Skriniar. Yes, Conte is still insisting on playing 3-4-3 because it worked one season when no one else knew how to deal with it. Chelsea signed the defender in 2019 for £27 million from Inter Milan, and the Slovakian has been fairly decent as one of Conte's 3 centre-backs, albeit nowhere near the calibre of the legendary John Terry, who is awaiting his first job as an assistant manager, but seemingly Conte has forgot his number. Or Diego Costa broke his phone after the whole texting fiasco. Next up is Leonardo BONUCCI. One defender who is playing like a legend at the back is Leonardo BONUCCI, who is entering his 3rd season at Stamford Bridge after costing £7.25 million from AC Milan. Despite being aged 36, BONUCCI is still a titan of defending, but is in the final year of his contract, meaning it could be almost the end of the road for the Italian. The 3rd centre-back is Presnel Kimpembe. It's a 3rd fresh face at the heart of Chelsea's defence, and Presnel Kimpembe was the most expensive of the lot, with the Blues paying PSG £57 million for the defender in 2019. How has he performed? Good, but not £57 million worth of good. As for other options at the back, Cesar Azpilicueta is still with the club at the age of 34 and still called Dave. Kurt Zouma is on the transfer list with an asking price of an incredible £197 million, and they also have Davinson Sanchez, who they just signed for £33 million. But incredibly is already on the transfer list for a price of £47 million. Ever the businessman, Roman Abramovich. Right wing back is Daniel Torres. A Brazilian regen, Daniel Torres is in fairness bang average, picking up ratings of just below a 7, but the 23-year-old is still valued at £41 million, arriving in 2019 for £12.75 million from Gremio. As for the man he replaced, Victor Moses is now playing his football in Russia, signing for CSKA Moscow for £14.5 million. Is he enjoying himself out there? Of course not, it's bloody freezing. Left wing back is Lucas Digne. The French fullback completes a totally fresh back 5 for Chelsea, and it's a back 5 that is largely underperforming. Digne himself has been decent during his sporadic appearances over the years, since joining in 2020 for £17.25 million, and he's taken on the number 3 shirt vacated by Marcos Alonso, but sadly, Digne doesn't have the same set piece taking ability. Centre midfield is N'Golo Kante. The marathon man is still in the middle of the park for Chelsea and still can't stop running, despite his powers apparently waning with disappointing performances over the past few seasons. It's his 8th season as a Chelsea player, so he may as well hang about a bit longer to get that elusive testimonial. On the bench is big money signing Amadou Diawara, eagerly awaiting for Kante to call it a day and take his spot, while Tiamu Bakayoko is playing for Napoli after his disastrous spell in London, and Cesc Fabregas is awaiting his first gig as a coach. Kante is alongside Eden Hazard. Christ, how short is this centre midfield pairing? It's bordering on bullying, Imagine those two playing up against Pogba and Matic. But what Eden Hazard lacks in height, he more than makes up for in ability, and his transition from attacker to midfielder has been seamless, with the Belgian performing both consistently and brilliantly every season. Since this simulation began, Hazard has contributed to at least 20 Premier League goals a season, but sadly, he still has never got his dream move to either Barcelona or Real Madrid. On the right of attack is Gabriel Barbosa. A name that is synonymous with football manager, Gabriel Barbosa was rocked up at Stamford Bridge in the virtual footballing world, costing a huge £66 million from Atletico Madrid. The Spanish Giants had paid £44 million to Inter Milan for him, who in turn paid £22 million for him, so when Barbosa does leave Chelsea, he's bound to cost £88 million. The Brazilian is enjoying life in London, scoring 12 goals last season, and he's keeping Quincy Promes out the side, who sits on the bench wondering how he's still a Chelsea player despite being so bad since arriving in July 2018. On the left of attack is Constant Laurent. A Belgian regen, maybe this is the reason why Eden Hazard has had to convert himself into a central midfielder, as there's a young upstart in his place who wants to take his crown as the best player in Belgium. Laurent is 21 years old and arrived from Anderlecht in 2020 for a huge £42.5 million, and my word is he been good. Possessing the same talents as Eden Hazard, Laurent could be the only way Chelsea win a Premier League title in the coming years. And up front it's Mauro Icardi. He is Chelsea's record signing, costing an obscene £100 million in 2019, but it's fair to say he's almost been worth the investment, scoring 57 Premier League goals so far and hitting double figures every season. While his goals haven't been enough to win the title, they have been enough to keep Alvaro Morata out of the side, with the Spaniard performing so badly they had to sign a replacement after just 2 years. Remarkably though, Morata is Chelsea captain. The mind boggles, no wonder they've barely won anything. So that's Chelsea in 2023 according to Football Manager 2018. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.